So I want to take a second to just pause and take a breath for myself and for you. I want you to just imagine yourself connecting. First, connecting to the earth. Feeling your feet on the ground. Feeling your stance strong. Maybe you're sitting. Feeling your seat in the chair or the couch wherever you're sitting. And just take a moment to really get connected to yourself. And the reason I want to start this out this way is because this is something that I do almost every time I make a video, because it helps me to really drop out of my head and really connect to my heart. And I had a really interesting epiphany just before I was about to do this video, because I had been trying to plan out everything that I wanted to share, right? I was writing out scripts, I was trying to figure out teleprompters and all this crazy stuff, and I was just getting really just antsy and anxious and how in the world am I gonna do all this and make it look great and fun and personal? And I could literally hear my voice just chatter, 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 and all these fears coming up. And then I realized, wait a second, what I'm trying to share here is all about dropping out of the head and dropping into the heart. So that is my practice for right now for you and for myself as well. So why? Why do we need to drop out of our head and into our heart? Well, number one, I just feel a lot better. I feel a lot more at peace. I feel a lot more relaxed. But two, it is just so incredibly important to give ourselves that time to connect within. When we are going and going and going as much as we do on the day-to-day basis, we are living in this external world, and this external world can be so stressful and exhausting all the time, right? And there's so many external demands on us for our time, our energy, our attention, and our emotions. And so I think we lose ourselves in all of the things that we're trying to do to keep up with the world. And I think we forget our breath. And when we forget our breath, we get tight, right? We get constricted. And next thing we know, we are just shallow breathing, and it's really, really stressful. And then our energy starts getting stagnant, and it starts getting restless, and it starts getting anxious. And then next thing we know, we turn into a crazy person, right? Been there, done that, embarrassed, got the t-shirt. But this is what is so important about the breath, right? And it sounds so cliche, and it sounds so Buddhist, all amazing. And I'm not saying you have to go out to the Buddhist temples and do a 5-day silent retreat, although I have done it and it is amazing. But just the simple act of taking a breath and connecting to your breath can make such a world of difference. So anytime you're feeling like you're starting to get constricted, you're starting to feel like your heart is closing up, you're starting to feel like these voices and this anxiety is popping up in your head, this is an indicator to bring it back down, to the breath. And something really beautiful happens when we allow ourselves the time to just connect to our breath, to remind ourselves that we have a breath. I don't know about you, but I feel a sense of gratitude. I feel a sense of appreciation for being alive. And I allow myself to just calm. And this is the center. This is the core of who we are. This is just the tip of the iceberg of all of this about the inner world that we have yet to uncover and explore, that is us, that makes us the incredible, mysterious, beautiful, feminine women that we are. But just imagine what would happen if you really took that time to breathe every day. How could your life be looking differently? How could your relationships be looking differently? How could your connection to yourself be looking differently? Honestly, for me, even just taking a breath right now, I literally feel so much more relaxed than I did just 5 minutes ago. And something else really beautiful happens when we start to connect back to the breath. Our heart starts to open up. And when our heart starts to open up, it actually starts to speak. And if we can give ourselves that time to listen and allow our heart to speak, oh girl, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing to hear. I don't know about you, but ever since I started being able to really listen to my heart and listen to everything that it was trying to say, trying to fight through all of the anxious words and mind and ego and God, just so much stuff that gets up in our brain. It fights through this all the time, trying to, hey, listen to me, right? But when we can really just say, hey, mind, you're going to go hang out over here for a second. I'm just going to take a second to breathe. Right? All those deadlines, all that stuff with my ex, all this stuff with the rent and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to put it over here for a little while. And I'm just going to take a second to breathe. And then you start hearing things come up. And usually it's the most beautiful things that you need to hear. Things like, it's going to be okay. And you've got this. And the deeper truths about what's really going on that may be causing you to feel so frazzled and upset. So share with me in the comments below. I would really love to hear, what is it that really gets you agitated, and what happens when you start to bring it back to the breath? Do you notice yourself being able to calm a little bit? I hope so. Now you may be wondering, well, Teal, how does all of this relate to men, right? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn about how to connect to men. Well, I would ask you the same question. How do you think that connecting to your breath and dropping out of your head and into your heart allows you to connect with men? Biggest thing is, men can't see your heart when it's crowded by all of the thoughts and the mental chatter. It's literally like you have a wall up against your heart. It's like you have these defenses and these mechanisms that are going to judge him and try and control the situation so that it feels right. And even if you're not even trying to do it, he can sense it. He can feel that uneasiness in your energy. And it honestly makes him just kind of want to push away a little bit. So when you're able to just push that off to the side for a second, connect to your breath, even for just 1 or 2 seconds. If you do this while you're in his presence, he will notice a massive shift. And it can be as little as being freaked out and being calm, or really going from feeling closed off and not wanting to talk or share to really opening up and allowing him to feel you and see you. I'm going to go into this a lot more in a lot of my other videos, but I just wanted to give you a little taste of all the good stuff that comes from really connecting to your heart. So definitely drop me a line, let me know how this video resonated with you, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, let's keep playing with this. Talk soon.